We're going to go over one of the most important distinctions in philosophy, the distinction between a priori and a posteriori. This is what we call an epistemological distinction, meaning a distinction in how we come to know things, epistemology being the study of knowledge. A priori, in the Latin, means from the earlier. Something that can be known a priori can be known prior to experience, in principle. In principle. So you can think about it and just arrive at the knowledge. You don't have to investigate the world. You can just sit in your armchair and think about it and get to the conclusion. So an example might be analytic truths, or truths that we can know by meaning. Okay, a good example might be something like triangles are shapes, or their shapes with three sides. A posteriori means from the later in Latin, can be known as a result of relevant experiences. A good example might be dolphins eat squid. You can't just sit there in your armchair and reason to this conclusion or to this truth. You have to go out and investigate. You have to make some observations to conclude this. Okay. I need to highlight some things about a priori because there are some misconceptions, right? Notice I said that it's in principle something that can be known prior to experience. Okay, it doesn't mean you have to know it that way. For instance, take some kind of mathematical expression like 9 times 3. Okay, you can just think about it and get to the answer. Or you can just count, create a chart, create 9 rows and 3 columns and count and get to the answer of 27. But the idea is because it could have been known in principle without that observation of the columns and the rows and counting each box, it's still considered a priori knowledge. Okay. Also, a lot of people that hold to a priori knowledge, that's possible, are not going to say that you can have a priori knowledge without any experience. Right? Some experience might be necessary in order to understand a statement in the first place. But once you've understood the statement, you don't need further experience to know whether it's true. Okay? So take, for example, like the triangle. Okay? You may need some experience of the world to acquire the concept of triangle and the concept of a side. But once you have acquired these concepts, you can just, come to the conclusion that triangles have 3 sides without any further investigation. This is not in the case of dolphins eat squid. You can come to the concept of a dolphin and come to the concept of a squid, but you can't make the statement just from the concepts themselves of dolphin and squid, right? You can't conclude that dolphins eat squid from that. You have to go and make observations, right? Maybe do the science, right? So those are some misconceptions about a priori. So there are going to be other videos. If you haven't seen the video about analytic and synthetic, and then also the video between necessary and contingent, these distinctions all relate together. Right? So be on the lookout for those videos.